All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. I'm happy to be doing my third AMA today. It's been a little bit of a crazy day. I feel like James Pelton for a day. So it's been quite busy, quite exciting. Lots of great stuff coming to the space, which I'm quite enjoying. It's getting me reinvigorated, and hopefully you guys are too. And the great thing is that brings us to Raj, who's going to be talking to us about Warhaven and what exciting things they have to do with that. It's kind of in kind of conjunction with Warfi. There's some definitely some things. I mod inside Warfi with you, and so that's how we've kind of met. And before that, we've kind of been touched. We talked about that before. We've kind of been in and out of the space together in different spots, which is great. So I guess first off, Raj, if you want to maybe just give us a little talk about you and just let us know who you are, and then we'll get into the project and stuff.
Sure. Thanks very much there, Podcases. Hi there. So I'm Raj Masters, the CEO and creator of Warhaven. Pleasure to be on board here. So I'm part of the Warfi core team. So I've been with them since they started last year. And my background, I've been in the financial services, working there for about 13 years, from 2005 until 2018. Came into the D5 space around 2019. Um, just been going from there, actually.
Oh, nice. So you were in the space pretty early then, compared to most.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, I got in a good time, actually, because you might remember after the 2017 crash that unfortunately happened.
Yep.
By the time I actually got into in 2019, um, Bitcoin and Ethereum, everything was quite cheap then, you see. So I got in a very, very good, perfect timing for myself.
Nice.
But
Good for you. That's awesome. And yeah, I didn't say, guys, if you do have a moment, do hit that like button down below. It helps Raj Master get a little bit more kind of attention to this video as we go through it. So I would appreciate that. And then obviously, if you're new to seeing me, I obviously would love a subscribe. So I get what we're getting into now. So this is kind of in conjunction with or kind of a side project that you've kind of taken the head role on, I guess, where we're looking into Warhaven. So if you want to give us, let's start maybe with an elevator pitch, and then we've got some visuals we'll go through and go from there.
thank you. Yes, of course. Right. So Warhaven is basically like an extension to Warfi. Because obviously I work for the Warfi core team. I wanted to, expand on the ecosystem. You know how you got like developers, they build on the blockchain, right?
Hmm.
But what Warhaven basically does is it actually builds on the Warfi ecosystem. So everything that Warhaven creates is basically expanding. So try to think of Warfi as the head and think of Warhaven as the right hand. So it's just like, building up upon it. But I wanted to create something unique, something a bit more different. Um, and I thought like, hey, you know what? With Bitcoin halving coming next year, and with the amount of like, rug pulls, etc., that's been going on in the DeFi space, sometimes it's always good to focus on something that actually works, like, the major blue chip coins, focus on accumulating them. So I thought, how can I bring Bitcoin to the masses, to the users, like in the Warfi ecosystem? So that's when I thought I'll create a new trading bot which focuses more on the Bitcoin element. So this is going to be in on the Polygon network, wrapped Bitcoin. So it's the same thing, the price wise as if you had the actual Bitcoin.
Yep.
And users can actually claim in wrapped Bitcoin on their monthly earnings. They still do have the option where they can claim in USDC. So they actually got both options, whether you want to claim in USDC or wrapped Bitcoin. So the choice is
Nice.
completely up to the investors.
Yeah, so some flexibility there, which I like. I personally, I'm going to take the Bitcoin. Obviously, I think most people, I presume, will just because of the nature of what it could become and the speculative nature. Whereas the stables, we probably have a lot of protocols that can do that. I like finding protocols that'll do something different than the rest of mine do. So that excites me. That's a neat idea to be able to pull wrap Bitcoin out of the earnings and then pay it, and then there's no movement costs, I guess, if you will. So website to come. I did pull up this GitHub, which is basically almost like your white paper, I guess. Is there anything we wanted to go to here that we want to kind of talk about a bit?
Yeah, so if we start off from, say, the War Dragon Trading Bot NFT section, which is the
Sure.
second next page, please.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pocket.
Perfect. So we want to walk us through here so this is going through obviously the partnership. So we see that. And then the tradingbots.me, is that your thing or what's that?
Right. So the trading bot, as you know, Shiny Jackal, they do tradingbots.me. That's their company.
Okay,
They did
perfect.
an exclusive partnership with Warfi. In the past, people can go directly to, tradingbots.me with Shiny Jackal to try and, like set up their own trading bots. Usually there's like a fee that you have to pay for the setup, and then you need a balance of like around $20,000
Yeah.
just to fund your balance. Now, obviously, that's going to be out of reach for most people, you see. So, Warfi, they created the NFT, like the War Soldiers, War Bots, to allow people access to that, much more lower entry, for
Yeah.
them. So they can take, they can utilize that service. Since Warfi and Shiny Jackal, they've done exclusive partnership. From now on, the only way to access Shiny Jackal's trading bot services is through the Warfi ecosystem. You cannot go directly to him
Yeah.
anymore.
And the nice thing
And
with the new DApp too, they've actually created an ability to almost dollar cost average in. You can kind of just put smaller amounts of money over time, which is kind of handy
yeah,
too. So it's been a nice evolution for the team for sure. Um,
exactly.
and then now, so your partnership with them is giving you access to them. So is it tradingbots.me or Shiny Jackals in this case that's doing the
Uh,
Bitcoin trading?
right. Yeah. So it's tradingbots.me. So they're the one who Shiny Jackal and his team,
Mhm.
they do all the trading.
Perfect. And then this goes down. So these are your NFTs, I guess, here. So there's going to be, so I guess it'll function somewhat similar to the Warfi where you upgrade as you go. So it'll utilize the new DApp or the new contract structure, I guess, if you will, in order to function and move through these levels as you have more funds invested.
That's correct. Yes, that's correct. So when a user first enters the DApp, they're going to see a dragon egg, which is basically a tier zero because there's no balance in it yet. They haven't deposited yet.
Which I
As
think
soon
I
as they
saw.
make their first deposit of $1,000 or more, it's completely up to them. They will have our War Dragon NFT. That's the first image that you see there on that picture.
Yeah, I switched it up
And
just to show the egg there. So that's what you'll. So like when you have the tent with Warfi, you're going to have the egg with Warhaven.
that's correct. Yes.
Cool.
So
And
the
then
egg,
and then you
that's
go
the
to
first.
perfect. And then you go to this stuff.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay, so the minimum will be 1,000. So it's a little bit larger, I guess, to get into this one.
That's correct. Yes.
Perfect. Okay.
There's a reason why we obviously chosen to go with our $1,000 because what we want is long-term investors who are like usually actually planning for the Bitcoin halving that's coming next year. As you know, if we look at history with what how Bitcoin has worked,
Hmm.
usually after every halving, the price tends to reach newer highs. You see,
Yeah.
that's how it's been historically, and we want people to have like a decent size enough of a pool where the rewards that they're earning monthly, they actually feel happy with that, comfortable. Because if I put it down, I say $250 as the minimum just to join in, and if they're earning like only a few dollars a month, it may not like make them focus
It's
too much anywhere. They may end up trying other risky projects. You see, so I
yeah, and it
wanted
would be
to
hard for
make
them
it.
to really earn any amount of Bitcoin, being that it's 28, 30,000 or whatever. So
Yeah,
I see what you're saying. So having those larger investment pools per individual will help them kind of earn that Bitcoin in a more meaningful way, as opposed to just one Satoshi every every month kind of thing.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Spot
Perfect.
on. Now there are a couple of other few differences, obviously minor ones, of course. You may have noticed that this NFT is more than just a trading bot.
Okay.
It's actually a utility NFT because it's got a function to it. It acts as a treasure key. So I'm going to, this is something completely new that I designed, which is a lot more different from our normal warbots in the Warfi system.
Perfect. And is
You may
this
have
what you're
seen
going
that
through here?
picture. Yeah, the path to true awakening. So I wanted something where it's like a stackable passive income for our community. Because it doesn't always have to be like, from only one product in an ecosystem where you're making all your money. It could be that there's multiple different sources of products in that ecosystem that's helping you make more money. So if you look at the first box, okay, you notice that we've got the War Dragon trading bot,
Yep.
which is the first piece of the puzzle. Credits to Coach Andrew for that, for his design. I like it.
Nice.
So a user needs to own a War Dragon first in order to access every other future product that's coming out in the ecosystem. So the War Dragon is designed obviously for people to earn like wrap Bitcoin if they
Yep.
choose to choose that option, or compound or get in USD. It's completely up to the user. Now, in the future, and what I'm also going to do for transparency as well, is also give around approximate time frames on when they're going to be launching. So I want everybody to have all the information from day one before they even put their money into the ecosystem. Okay, because
Yep.
I believe that being transparent is very, very important. The Dragon Shares NFT, which will be releasing approximately 3 years from now, and there's a reason why it's around that time frame. Okay,
Hmm.
this is because we need to build up the revenue sources Warhaven has to build up so that we can develop those products with our own revenue, and we can create all the revenue streams that's needed in place for that. So that's the reason why it's got
Interesting.
a 3 year time frame till it's released. The Dragon Share NFT is actually going to be the backbone of the Warhaven. So the NFT, a person will buy one. This will pay between 4 to 7% monthly. Now, I want to clarify regarding the 4 to 7%. I put it as 4 to 7% because it might be around like a fixed rate, where it might be, let's just say, 6% fixed rate. But I've just put that range there so people got an idea around how much it'll be around. They'll be paid in Dragon Share tokens on that. This will be an appreciating asset where we, the team, we will mint it, and then the users, they stake that NFT and they get drip fed the Dragon Share tokens over the course of 30 days. So if they were to earn, let's say, $100 as an example, they won't get it all at once. It's going to be drip fed over a period of 30 days, and they can claim it obviously when they want. It might be that after 1 week, they want to claim whatever amount that's been drip fed, or it might be
Mhm.
after 30 days when they get the full balance, they can just claim all that. They have the option of whether they can choose to redeem it. There will be a redeem fee, of course, because that's how appreciating token works. There has to be a redeem fee,
Yep.
or they can choose to hold on to the Dragon share so that in the future, as the price keeps on appreciating, they may decide to sell it at a higher price all at once, in which case they get a higher yield for that. The third option is they can hold on to the Dragon Shares token and use it to purchase the Awoken NFT, which is the next product in the series. There is also a fourth use case as well for those token. We're going to be building what I call an auction house system. Took the idea right out of Final Fantasy games, just so you know, Final Fantasy
I
11 and Final
I am
Fantasy 13.
old school Final Fantasy player since number
Oh,
one.
fantastic! Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about then, yeah?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So how it'll work is because these NFTs, the Dragon Share NFT, are very, very limited. I'm going to be honest with you; they are going to be extremely limited.
Okay.
You may have seen that I've recently been giving out a Dragon Share priority list. There's a reason for that. So say there's about 100 people who've got that role. Now let's just say, hypothetically speaking, let's just say using an arbitrary number, 500 NFTs are only ever going to be in existence.
Okay.
Those 100 people who have got the Dragon Share priority list, they will be offered first if they wish to purchase the first 100 out of those 500.
Very cool.
And then only 400 will ever be allowed for public, which will be released in batches. So it might be like 20 a month or 40 a month. So those who actually get on the priority list will actually have a massive advantage. Now, these NFT holders are going to be the only users who will ever be able to generate those Dragon Share tokens. So they're going to be like the suppliers of the Warhaven ecosystem.
Okay.
And you, anybody who does not own an NFT, they will actually have to buy it from them. So the auction house system, the NFT holders will be able to put the tokens for sale.
Okay.
They get to choose whatever price they want. So if they want to put it for $2 a token, $5 a token, it's completely up to them.
Okay.
But obviously they may have a hard time selling it if it's too high, of course, right?
Yeah.
And then the non-NFT holders, they are able to purchase it from the auction house and then use those tokens to buy any future products in the Warhaven ecosystem that requires the Dragon Shares tokens.
Okay. So, and just to kind of get into a little bit of this, just before we move on. So, if I'm hearing you correctly, the Dragon Shares doesn't start for 3 years. Is there anything happening between now and then? Because we know people's attention span in DeFi is limited sometimes, and things can change quite drastically. Is there anything happening that's kind of working up towards that? Is there any lead up to that, or is it just 3 years down the road these NFTs come, or am I earning shares just kind of dripping some type of token or something over time, or is there anything happening in between, I guess?
Right. Okay. So that 3-year time frame that I put, okay, this is like based on my calculations that I've
Mhm.
done using a conservative approach. I put it down as 3 years. Now, it might be a case where it might be released more sooner, like it
Okay.
might be released in 2 years' time, or if we're, lucky, it might be after 12 months it's released. See,
Okay.
with Warhaven, from the sales that we do of the War Dragons, we receive 4.25% from them.
Okay.
So for every $1,000 somebody purchases, Warhaven receives $42.50. That's it. That's the payment that we receive.
Okay.
Now, what we've chosen to do is we're putting all those funds into, how should I say, a Warbot version 4. So if you want to class the War Dragon as version 3, we're putting them into a Warbot version 4. This is a much more specialized bot that's strictly for the project. So it's not accessible for the public. Not even the team can have it for personal, Warbot trading, just so you know. This is
Okay.
strictly for the project. So this is what's going to be building up our revenue for the future and also to pay for all the costs for developing. Because you see how a lot of projects where they do like a pre-sale, they get the funds from the investors, and then what do? Then they go out there to make the product.
Yeah.
Now, who knows if the product's going to come to light or not, But
Yeah.
that's other people's money you're using, and I don't like that. So
Yeah.
I
No.
want, like, you know what? I want us to create the revenue source first, and then we make it, build it, and then we present it to the public, and then the public can decide, do I want this or not?
Nice.
That's how I want it.
Cool.
So
No,
that's why
and
we
it's
need to
it's well
plan for
thought out, and you're very methodical on your thinking, and so I like that. It's great. So so the timelines are a little bit more scattered based on the performance of Warhaven, I guess, is what you're saying. With
it. Yeah,
a long game of being maximum kind of 3 years, and possibly earlier, if things explode and people are making some good stacks of wrapped Bitcoin, you could see this
yeah,
grow obviously quite a bit faster. Okay,
exactly.
awesome.
Yeah, right.
And guys, if you have any questions on any of the stuff we're going through on the market, on the shares, or on Warhaven, the original product, then don't hesitate to reach out and put them in the comments. We got a few of you in here, so hopefully you're enjoying some of this. Where would you like to go next? Are we just going to go down the GitHub here, or did you want to have any other discussions on different features that are happening?
Of course. Okay. So there's also something else I want to talk about. I want to talk about the awoken, but that's my pride and joy there. So you
Sure.
know that image that you had there, the
Yep.
path to true awakening. That was on the War Dragon trading bot NFT. So if we go back to that original image that we were on,
Okay.
this one, yeah. Now you may have seen the awoken product. So this I class as my pride and joy there.
Nice.
Now, wouldn't it be nice, okay, where a user can basically get in a product where they can actually say, you know what, whatever returns that is fixed every month, and they never have to worry about going down. That's like the holy grail in DeFi. And
Yeah.
usually when most people they make that claim, they fall short of it.
Mhm.
But what if I stated to you that mathematically I designed something which nobody else has figured out, and I
Nice.
stake my reputation in it? Now that's a bold claim coming from me.
It is. But I know you know your math, so I trust you. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're saying by the end of this whole end game kind of thing, after the Dragon Shares, and what is there a timeline-ish between Dragon Shares and the Awoken?
Yes, of course. So that uh, will be approximately 3 years as well from the Dragon shares.
Okay.
So it'll be classed as like 6 years from the launch of Warhaven tomorrow.
Okay.
So the
And
way that Woken works is it starts off at a certain minimum percentage, okay, which will be a low percentage, just so you know. And what users can do, because they have to buy this with the Dragon Share token, and they get to upgrade their NFT with the Dragon Share token.
okay.
And then as they upgrade it, the monthly percentage, which is fixed, just know it can't go down basically. So
Okay.
let's say hypothetically speaking, 5% we start it off as. Now they've upgraded it with the Dragon Share token. It'll probably go to 6% right now, and it can never go below 6%. And then they can upgrade it again. It'll go to 7%, and it can never go below 7%, all the way up to 10% fixed rate.
Okay.
Now, some might be wondering, so how is this actually possible? So, without giving the exact secret sauce for it, I always want to say this, but just trust the Raj process. If I'm not giving people returns on the War Dragon or the Dragon shares, right?
Yeah.
Then there's no reason for people to even bother with that token. But if people are seeing they're making good money in the War Dragon and the Dragon shares, well, what you got to lose?
Yeah, exactly. Well, at that point, you've hopefully by the time Dragon Shares comes out, you better have already ROI'd or you're
Eh,
compounding a lot.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be surprised if somebody has not actually ROI'd. I will be asking them to open up a ticket because I'm going to have a word with them.
Yeah. You're doing it wrong. Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah,
this is crazy. This is crazy. This is neat. Obviously, lots of faith in you, and I trust you. I know you as a person, and I know that you're a very, very straightforward and very ethical person, which I appreciate.
yeah,
So the idea here, not to start to finish, is you buy the NFT anywhere from 1,000 up to whatever you want. You can grow it, compound it, whatever you want. Get yourself paid in Bitcoin, wrap Bitcoin, or stablecoin, and then after potentially up to 3 years you'll be able to get these Dragon shares, and this NFT will pay 4 to 7%. And now this is paying 4 to 7% in Dragon share tokens, which technically, again, you're saying you can 1-to-1 stable, and then you can now take that and upgrade that to now lock in your rate of return. Is that how I'm reading that all or flowing it all?
No, so the awoken is the one that you can increase it by upgrading that NFT with the Dragon Share token. So think of the Dragon Share token as the currency of Warhaven ecosystem.
So
Everything that's bought or upgraded is done with Dragon Share
Dragon
token.
Share. Okay, so really, what you're doing after potentially the 3 years is you're going to start hodling Dragon Share tokens, knowing that you're going to need a bunch of them possibly to upgrade this Awoken NFT into a 10% a month fixed rate. Does that make sense then?
That's correct.
Okay,
That's correct.
good.
Yeah.
Wild.
And the important information I want to mention as well to the users. As you know, the upgrade system that we have with the War Dragon, they also serve a purpose. So after the War Dragon, the next tier, if we go to the upgrade screen, please, that's
Sure.
the next page, I believe.
Sorry, this one here.
On Gatebook, next page.
Yeah, the one I'm on now.
Um, this one, yes. Okay. Right. So this tier, the one underneath the War Dragon, that one, top. No, yeah, keep going up. Up.
Sorry.
That's the Dragon King.
Okay, right there.
If you go up, please.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
So
yeah,
there's
that's
the
fine.
egg, and there's a okay.
Okay, so that one, this one is the Dragon Lord. So when a user has a pool balance of $8,500, it will upgrade into the Dragon Lord NFT.
This one
Now,
here.
all That's the War Dragon, the $1,000.
Okay.
Yeah. This one is the Dragon Lord. That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So only users who have a Dragon Lord NFT are the people who qualify to be allowed to purchase the Dragon Share NFT. So
Okay.
that is a criteria requirement. Now, anybody who's on the Dragon Share priority list, they don't need to meet that requirement. They can just be strictly on the War Dragon, $1,000, and they also get to buy it before the public. That's what that role entitles a user to. But anybody who's not on that role, of course, they need to upgrade their War Dragon to a Dragon Lord in order to qualify. And this is also one of the reasons for why that approximate 3 years time frame, to allow people, those who choose to go into the Dragon shares, allow them enough time to build up that pool balance. It's their choice if they want to play it that way. Now, the
Theoretically, I guess the
awoken,
people that are supporting you may end up being this high up anyways, I guess. The ones
exactly.
that have that role anyways.
Exactly. And after the Dragon Lord, that we'll have the Dragon King NFT, which is 2 dragons below this picture.
Oh, sorry, this one here.
No,
Or this one.
this one. That's correct. So this is the Dragon King. This one's oh no, that's the Dragon God. So the one above that.
Sorry, I'm noticing them here. It's yes, you can do. Why is it? It's clicking funny, but that's the Dragon God, right?
That's the dragon. This is the Dragon King. Yes,
Okay.
that's correct. Yes. So users who upgrade to the Dragon King are the ones who will qualify. So they need to be a Dragon King, and they need to own. Well, they don't need to own a Dragon Share NFT, because anybody from the public can buy those tokens from a Dragon Share NFT user, but they need to be a Dragon King owner in order to qualify to be able to purchase the Awoken NFT. The Awoken NFT are extremely limited. And when I say extremely limited, I mean very extremely limited. It might be a case of there might only be, I don't know, like say between 100 to 250 NFTs only available in existence. That's how rare they're going to be due to how powerful they are. And the final NFT, of course, the one that you're looking at right now, is the Dragon God NFT.
Okay.
Its perks are currently classified, of course, as you can see. But I did mention some information at the AMA with the pillars yesterday. But Dragon God owners, they will have first alpha for everything months before the public. Try to imagine if I was to release the War Dragon, say 6 months prior to its official launch, and somebody was able to get in. That's the kind of perks that they'll be getting, because there's a lot of development that's going on in the Warfi ecosystem, which I'm not at liberty to mention.
Yep.
But what I can tell you is our ecosystem will be, I would say, by the time we've complete, it'll be 10 times bigger than what it is right now.
Wild. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that. It's a good team and good options, good opportunities. So amazing. And somebody just had a quick question there. Is there a way to sell the War Dragon NFT to the native platform in case you wanted to? I assume that would work like the marketplace that's working with Warfi. You could technically sell your NFTs off there.
I'm glad actually you mentioned that, because that's the next subject I was going to actually mention.
Oh, there we go. Perfect.
So if we go to on the Gatebook, can you see where it says War Dragon exit system?
Yep. There it is. You might lag a little bit, but I'm there.
Excellent. Okay, so the way I've done it is it's a bit more different from the Warfi Warboss, where it has the marketplace. What I want users to, like, once they've, maybe somebody has compounded, for example, up to say $25,000 or something. I want them to actually take their profits, entire profits, and just enjoy that cash, you see.
Okay.
So and there is a couple of difference between Warfi and Warhaven on how we do it. With Warhaven, a person needs to open up a ticket by the 20th of the month because we need that time frame to be able to put things into place that they've requested to have a full
To get
exit
the money out of this trading
withdrawal.
system and whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, because their money is still in the trading bots, we will still give them their entire month's earning because it's been trading. It's not like we've already pulled it out, so they are entitled to that. So at the end of the month, we will first give them the earnings for the month, and then Warhaven will charge 10% fee, and everything is sent out in USDC to the user, and they get the full amount.
Nice.
Simple.
All right. Perfect. And then it looks like we're getting into launch details. Do we have? Hopefully that answers your question, Akib. But yeah, so you can exit this one. You don't necessarily have to do a marketplace or anything. You're not trying to sell your shares. You're just taking them out of the actual protocol and allowing people to exit if they want to.
Okay, so the tomorrow we actually have an AMA with James Pelton. This will be around 8 p.m. UTC time zone, and it's during that AMA we're actually going to be going live and launching. Well, that's our aim anyway. So
yeah, okay. So
we're
that's
launching.
not on here, but that's yeah, okay, perfect.
That's
and again,
correct.
minimum 1K. To the I have yeah, some good. I love dragons, so it's the artwork always gets me, so I love it.
That artwork was from our friend Armac56. This one, the Dragon
Oh,
Castle.
nice. I didn't know Armac was all artsy. All right, and there's really no like pre-sale or public sale. There's really no. It's just not like the Warfi OGs or anything. You're just getting early. You're just getting in, right?
What we're going to trying to do is because we're just finalizing the DApp, you see, for the public launch tomorrow, is we'll probably give them the link, the OG Warbot holders from Warfi, a little bit earlier than the public.
Yes. Not that I have actually money right now, but hopefully I will. Yeah, nice, perfect. And I'm assuming there's some stuff here that we've probably already talked about. So the roadmap is probably pretty straightforward and basically all the stuff we've talked about. So there's not too much to go into there. Team wise, obviously Andrew, who we all know him well from the Warfi team, T Gunner and Lieutenant DeFi. I need to get myself all entrenched with you guys. And then Raj, CEO and founder. Awesome. And then links and stuff we don't have yet. So nothing much else to that. A fan here, of course. Mohammed, can you please mention that Rajmaster is a bloody genius. His mathematic wizardry and his honesty is second to none. And I do second this, and I think that's for people that are maybe coming and watching this that are not Warfi users, don't know you from the community and stuff like that. I can at least vouch and say that I'm bringing Raj on here because I know his integrity and his mathematician skills and all that stuff. At least maybe not through me, but through knowing other people that you know. I've known this, so I do appreciate you coming with something that's very something that's kind of taking away from something that's already there, which I think is a good thing, and making it your own and designing something that I hope is going to do. I know we have to trust you right now, but I'm really curious to see how this all plays out in the DeFi space and how this comes to full circle to these to the awakening, which is really cool. And how things progress during this. I know that that Warfi 2 with their growth and stuff, this will be very organic between the two of you, which will be nice. Is there link for, so the website is not ready yet, from what I'm understanding, I guess, Raj. It's going to be coming tomorrow for launch.
That's correct. Yes, we're just finalizing everything, touching up on the DApp and front end side, just getting everything ready for tomorrow. So the team's been, working very, very hard the last couple of nights. I mean, put it this way, most of us are only getting like 4 to 6 hours sleep a day because we just want everything perfect for the public.
Yeah, nice. And I guess sort of my thought process here is, I guess, is because I am a Warfi investor and I do and part of the team and on the Discord and all that stuff. I do see a lot of value in the ecosystem that's being created here. And in your case, you're kind of, for the first part, you're almost piggybacking a little bit, but giving a little extra diversification in the fact that you're trading Bitcoin instead of, I guess, what is Shiny, I guess, trades all kinds of different stuff, when they're using for the warbots.
Sorry, can you repeat that last part, please? Line kind of
So
just
right,
cut off.
Warfi, I guess, is doing trading. They're doing a whole lot of different tokens. In your case, for Warhaven, you're doing just Bitcoin is what's going to be traded.
No, no, no. It's exactly the same. The pool um, is everything's exactly the same. The
Nice.
only
Okay.
difference is so the safety element. Everything is the same as the warboard. So there's no separate. How should I say? Stuff's going on. So
Okay.
the same trust and safety that Warfi has.
Is
That's the
all here.
exact. Yeah, because
Awesome.
the funds are managed by Warfi, just like
Okay.
they manage their Warbot funds as well. So if anybody's worried, like, okay, is Warhaven managing the funds for the trading bot? No,
Okay.
everything goes to Warfi, then they send it to Shiny Jackal's team, who take care of all that, of course.
Okay, so really
The
this is
only,
a break in the timeline. You guys, if you're talking Marvel terms, you're basically branching off with your own product, which is parallel to theirs. You guys are
yeah,
basically walking the same line for the next 3 years, sort of. And then your system, based on the fees that you're pulling out of it and the mass you've developed and all that stuff in the background, will all of a sudden branch out in this whole new flower, I guess, in the end, once your
that
stuff starts to come to fruition, I guess, right?
pretty much, yeah, you've
Yeah.
put a
Okay.
spot
Perfect.
on.
Yeah, no, no. I just want to make sure, and I like to try and simplify things and make sure everybody understands. So, really, for me, and as an investor in Warfi already, as I want to add new money to it, I may, in my opinion, want to branch out and use both and start building a position with both, especially knowing what your end game is, which sounds very exciting. I'm really not risking anything extra by going into either Warhaven or Warfi. I'm just creating another opportunity for myself to earn. Well, again, I can pull out Bitcoin really easily with this, which is nice, and I can then keep growing my Warfi chest, but using a different system, which will carve off some fees to create something really cool for me in the end, based on some of the things you've told me. Again, not all full details yet, which I can appreciate, but looking forward to seeing how the journey unfolds. And we do have another question here. So, missed the start of the AMA. Sorry, no worries, Kevin. Thanks so much for coming. What are the payment options for the NFTs? Is it in crypto only or card payments? So we kind of went through this, but for sure. So basically, you're going to be able to have the option of stables or Bitcoin. In my case, and not financial advice, I'd probably lean towards the Bitcoin, only because that is not something we can get paid in very often in protocols in DeFi, on the Polygon chain specifically too. And I want to start either DCAing into Bitcoin or using projects like this to start earning my Bitcoin. So this is neat in that sense. Have we touched on anything, Raj? Is there anything else you wanted to get into, or any other things you wanted to dive into for today?
That's pretty much everything, actually. We've pretty much covered the entire process and the journey that users will be experiencing in the Warhaven.
Yeah.
That's everything.
Perfect. So call to action for now really is easy. If you're already a Warfi fan, it's just, hey, maybe you want to split your contributions between Warhaven and Warfi. If you're not a Warfi fan or a Warfi investor yet, I might suggest, again, not financial advice, that you start out with this since it's starting, because I'm assuming everybody can expect the same returns, but you give yourself that added bonus of the long-term effects of what you're trying to create here, with the little extra fees you're kind of pulling out, which is neat. So awesome. If there's nothing else, do you have any final words, and we can say goodbye to everybody?
Well, firstly, like I said, I want to thank you, Justin,
No problem.
for having me on board the platform. Always wanted to be on your platform, to be honest.
No worries.
And also to the community, thank you guys for the love and support that you guys have been showing, and also the trust and the belief that you've had. I know a lot of you guys from the Warfi ecosystem, and it's also nice to see you guys in the Warhaven community as well.
Yeah, thanks
Let's
so
make
much,
everybody
Razmaster, for joining us, and that's great. So if anybody has any other questions or anything, best call to action, I guess, right now before launch, because I guess I jumped the gun there, is there is a Discord. I will stick that in the description of this video right after this. As soon as I'm done, I'll get it in there. So come by the Discord. Obviously, my Discord is there. I'll have something in my Discord to link over as well. Yeah, let's I guess tune in tomorrow for James Pelton, where he'll be helping you guys ring the bell and open up your market, I guess.